And a good afternoon to you. This is Card Central 365 here on STL Sports Central. All content brought to you by DraftKings. The crown is yours. Cardinals have an off day today as they get set for a 3-series homestand. Cubs, Rockies, and then Yankees next weekend. Yeah. Joe Roderick, Grant Salsman here with you. Big Cardinal news today, though. Huge Cardinal news. They claimed
groundbreaking.
Jorge Alcalá. Jorge Alcalá is now a member of the St. Louis Cardinals organization. We'll get you some numbers on him in a little bit.
Can I ask you a question about him? If I had told you yesterday, would you have known who Jorge Alcalá was?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, it's it's bringing kind of some deja vu from the 2023 season. But like I said, we'll talk about that in a bit. Neither you or I were you. You were on postgame.
I was on postgame yesterday. Yeah,
the Cardinals shocked the baseball world, taking 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers for the second time this year, winning the season series 4-6 over the Dodgers. It gives you, it's just that those little things right there that I have been guilty of all season. I will continue to be guilty of until they are mathematically eliminated from that. But it's those glimmers of hope.
I know
that you get when you see those wins and you see what the team can go out there and do when they play a real game of baseball and everything goes right, and you go, okay, here we go. We're on a run. And it's just, I will be guilty of this until the X is next to their name and they are mathematically eliminated. It's just, it's who I am.
I'm an eternal optimist when it comes to the Cardinals. It feels like, and maybe it's when I grew up of, 2011, you're 10.5 back, you come back, you win the World Series. We've seen them overcome things. Obviously teams were a lot better then, but you're 5.5 back, I think, is the number. The Padres pulled one out late last night. You win 2 or 3 against the Cubs. You sweep the Rockies. It's just you're teetering on this, like, 5 games back with this many games to go really isn't an insurmountable number. You're teetering on.
You have to jump. It's too many. It's so many teams.
It's 2 teams. That's the thing. That's what's crazy
to get there with that.
I agree with you. No, I don't think you're out of it, but I think it's you're right there of one bad stretch and you're 8 games back, and one you win 2 or 3 against the Cubs, you win 3 against the Rockies. All of a sudden, maybe you're 3 games back, and 3 games back in the middle of August isn't crazy. I talked to Brendan yesterday. If somehow they got the 3 games back in September, and I think at that point you would consider it meaningful baseball, I think every Cardinals fan would still have taken that in March.
It's for a season that we were told, or kind of, I shouldn't say told, we were
assuming,
not even assuming, we were groomed to believe that it was not going to be a playoff season of any kind. So I think that's probably a way to describe it.
Yeah.
They give you hope and they stay within to kind of make you obviously not go down to the ballpark, but make you tune into games.
Yeah.
Make you turn them on at night and have them on. And that's kind of, now that you take 2 out of 3 for the Dodgers, you're like, all right, I'll check this team out on Friday.
Oh yeah.
I'll see how they do against the Cubs.
I know it's very disappointing the way things have gone in this last 2 months, really. But if you can't fire it up about a series against the Cubs at Busch Stadium, then you're not really a Cardinals fan. I mean, even if you're at the point of I've given up on this team, beating the Cubs better than anything. You could spoil the Cubs right now because they're clinging on for a chance in the Central. You win 2 or 3 against the Cubs, and the Brewers keep winning. I think you'd much rather the Brewers win the Central than the Cubbies.
I think this is. I'm going to bring this up tomorrow. With Fridays with Fagan, I'll bring this up with him because I know he's covered so many Cubs Cardinal games in the past. But I think if you talk to a Cubs fan right now, if you were to kind of ask them to assess their season and how things are going, I think there is a little bit. They're 3.5 games up in the wild card right now.
4 back of the Brewers, though.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They are. If you talk to a Cubs fan right now, I would imagine they are freaking out about the Brewers, who just I haven't lost since May.
I saw it was their best 60-game stretch in franchise history.
It's incredible. Like this is a one of those where you kind of look at it, and if it frustrates the hell out of you if you were chasing them, like closely chasing the Brewers right now, and you were fighting and clawing. It would annoy the hell out of you just how many games they would just they don't lose. They're just not losing. And you look at who they're playing with too, and you're going, how the hell are they continuing to do this? At some point, the Cardinal Devil Magic has transferred over to the Milwaukee Brewers. And yes, Andrew Vaughn, who was just kind of,
one of the worst players in baseball. Yeah, just kind of
okay. For the White Sox, he was bad on the worst team, and now is just playing amazing baseball on the best team in all of baseball. 70 wins now on the season for the Brewers, 2 better than any other team in baseball.
I saw a tweet, and I can't find his exact stats right now. Let me try to find them. I believe has like 7 home runs, batting 370 with the Brewers. He was so bad with the White Sox that even on this Linsanity-esque run, his ER or his WAR is still below 0.
Yeah.
And his numbers are insane with the Brewers thus far.
It's going to, so we're going to sit here and we're going to follow closely. We're going to watch and see how things start up against the Cubs tomorrow. We won't see Miles Michaelis against the Cubs. So good. Reason to kind of hope that it's going to go a little better without throwing him out there. You'll have so I guess it'll be Palante, McGreevy, and Sonny Gray.
Yes,
so,
I think other way around. I think McGreevy's on Friday.
Those three, those three all pitching this weekend for the Cardinals against the Cubs. And you're going to tune in, you're going to check it out, and you're going to hope that something good comes of the series, and kind of just continuing on to your hope and your reason, your will to watch the games as you wait a few more weeks for football to start. I think that's kind of the best way to describe the mindset going into these next few weeks. Or maybe it's just that last weekend before school starts and you're just trying to run around, get everything done. I think too.
I'll say this, Joe, I'm probably going to be watching preseason football tonight because no Cardinals. I really hope the Cardinals can stay competitive enough for the next 3 weeks that I don't have to watch preseason football, because I'd much would rather watch the Cardinals than preseason football. The Friday matchup is really interesting because this will be, I believe, the 3rd time the Cardinals have faced Matthew Boyd. They've lost both times. Eric Fetty has been the combatant on the other side both times for the Cardinals against Matthew Boyd. I think Cardinals fans think very highly of Michael McGreevy, and that's who the Cubs will be facing on Friday. So hopefully some fortunes will be tipped with that. I think this is the first time you'll really see how much better is Michael McGreevy than Eric Fetty, because this has been someone that has dominated the Cardinals 2 times, and the Cubs have scored a lot of runs when Matthew Boyd has started against the Redbirds.
Well, here's something. Okay, so you're saying you're going to be watching preseason football tonight. I will give you another option, because if I watch anything tonight, it's probably going to be the Little League World Series. I'll check that out. There have been some blowouts in that, though. It hasn't been good baseball. Hasn't been good baseball for those 12-year-olds.
They're also 12-year-olds.
Yeah,
Joe.
hasn't been high quality baseball that you come to expect on teams trying to make their way to Williamsport. It's been very disappointing to watch so far. I will sit on my couch and critique 12-year-olds playing baseball all night long. But let me give you another option of maybe going out there and watching a 22-year-old play baseball, because tonight on FanDuel Sports Midwest, they will stream the first of 5 Memphis Redbird games. So you can watch that tonight. No Cardinals tonight. You can watch the Memphis Redbirds tonight take on the Durham Bulls, 6:30. So you can sit there and you can watch JJ Weatherholt. You can watch Jimmy Crooks. Quinn Matthews, I believe, is on the mound tonight for the Memphis Redbirds. So instead of sitting there and yelling at your TV about how bad a 12-year-old is making an error, and
maybe yell at professional baseball players.
You can sit there and you can watch JJ Weatherholt hit home runs, and then get mad about the fact that he's not
in
the
MLB.
St. Louis Cardinals yet.
I think that is a brilliant idea. I don't know if FanDuel or Fox or whoever the Midwest has covered the Cardinals have done that before, but I think that should be a weekly thing, is that every time the Cardinals have an off day, the Redbirds game's on if they're playing. I think that makes a lot of sense to get a little attention to the lower squad and let people see their guys. Because I don't know about you, but the only time I see JJ Weatherholt is in highlights and when he's hitting home
it's
runs.
just Twitter highlights of watching that. So you can check out JJ Weatherholt tonight, check out Quinn Matthews tonight, and see what the Cardinals are possibly missing out on. This is Card Central 365. We are powered by Gray Bar. Also, all content here on STL Sports Central is brought to you by DraftKings, and nothing beats relaxing on a hot summer day than watching baseball. The simplest way to get in on the action is to download the Pick Six app from DraftKings. You just pick more or less on stats for two or more of your favorite players, and boom, you're in the mix for big cash prizes. Don't settle for the smaller payouts. Switch to Pick Six, and right now, new customers get $25 in bonus picks with their first deposit of $5. Download the DraftKings Pick Six app now and use code STL Sports. That's code STL Sports for new customers to get $25 in bonus picks with their first deposit of $5. Better payouts, bigger wins, only with Pick Six from DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick Six not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. One per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick Six credits that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at picksix.draftkings.com/promos.
So Cardinals, as we mentioned earlier on in the show, made a roster move earlier today, claiming right-handed pitcher Jorge Alcalá off waivers from the Boston Red Sox. The 30-year-old made 41 appearances between the Minnesota Twins and the Boston Red Sox this season, compiling an 0-2 record with a 6.64 ERA. Again, this is, if you haven't learned anything from the past few years, for all the fans that want him to sell and want it to be a fire sale and want them to rebuild and tear it all down, you are 5 games out of a wild card spot, and you are picking up relievers off waivers. They're not going to have the greatest stats. 0-2 with a 6.64 ERA, 46 strikeouts over 40 2/3 innings. The Red Sox traded a minor league infielder for him on June 11th. So this will be his third team this season if he does come up to the Cardinals at any point this season. It is giving us flashbacks of that 2023 season with I mean, you can go look at the roster and look at some of the names that pitched for the Cardinals in September.
Some good immaculate grid answers there.
Yeah, it really would be because it's guys that you have completely just wiped. You have Men in Black to just wipe them from your memory that they were ever on the Cardinal roster.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now here's the thing about this Alcalá guy is he struggled early in the season, 22 games with the Twins, 8.81 ERA, but 19 games with Boston, a 3.31 ERA. That's pretty serviceable there as a whole, those numbers. Maybe if he does get called up, it won't be as tough of a watch that we've seen in the past.
It's again, I mean, this is a case of just calling guys up or signing guys just to kind of get you to the finish line.
Yeah.
And that's what we saw 2 years ago. You are trying to figure out ways to get to the finish line. We just mentioned, Quinn Matthews pitching tonight for Memphis. It's going to be on TV. You can watch it, and we could sit here and talk about how it'd be great to see Quinn Matthews in the rotation if he pitches as well as what he was pitching down in Memphis, or I should say in Jupiter earlier this year. It's just, again, they don't want to start the clock on him. They don't want to bring him up here unless it's absolutely necessary. So you're just kind of throwing guys out, and a guy like this, and again, this is one of those cases where you just got rid of your top 3 relief pitchers. You are none of these signings. The guy, the lefty they just signed off of Miami, the left-hander. That is a case of you just got rid of Matz, you got rid of Helsley, you got rid of Phil Maton. Ryan Fernandez is not going to be the answer to get you innings as the season goes on.
No,
he is not going to. Ryan Fernandez is proven, and as he proved the other day too, he's not going to be able to pitch for you in any high leverage situations. He did last year. This year didn't work out. It didn't happen.
Anthony Veniciano is the guy's name from the Marlins,
and what that is with that again. Yesterday we saw in San Diego, and we saw in the first Dodgers game, Jojo Romero was brought in to save. He was brought in to
close the game,
out. He has kind of been anointed as that new closer that we thought that was the case.
Yeah, him and Riley O'Brien definitely are the two. And
that's again in the game yesterday. What you saw was Jojo having to be called on earlier in the game.
Yeah.
They bring him in late to finish off the seventh.
Finish off the seventh inning.
Start
2 outs in the eighth.
Because let me ask you this: this weekend, Cardinals Cubs, 8th inning. Kyle Tucker comes up. Runners on second and third. You're up by 1 run. Who are you going to in the bullpen?
Yeah,
in the 7th inning, in the 8th inning with that,
Jojo.
It's going to be Jojo Romero. He not only is he the guy that in a perfect world is he going to be closing out, getting you the 25th, 26th, 27th out. Jojo Romero is also your biggest left-handed arm right now. Your only left-handed arm right now, which is one of the reasons why I hesitated to get rid of Steven Matz.
Yes, but at the same time, it's what's the point of keeping Steven Matz for the last 2 months of the season? If you're out of it, that's why you sign a lefty like this Anthony Veniciano guy. He's in AAA. You see what happens.
You're trying to find, now you're just trying to find other lefties. John King's hurt. We don't know what that timetable looks like for him to come back. The left-handed arms are just not there anywhere in the organization right now. It's non-existent. I mean, you go through, you want to rank all the lefties in the organization. I mean, Liam Doyle's name might be a little higher than you want it to be right now.
And here's my thing too is why not take chances? What if this guy's star for some reason at AAA, then he comes up and has a low ERA? I mean, nobody thought Phil Maton would be the guy he was. I'm not saying they're going to come up.
Phil Maton had a track record.
I agree.
But my belief with the bullpen is change of scenery. You get around a bunch of different guys.
Relievers are unique.
The relief pitch. I mean, like we were talking about Ryan Fernandez last year. You kind of looked at that and you go, hey, we probably get rid of Ryan Helsley. Ryan Fernandez, hey, that guy could be your next closer. And then he comes up and you're like, oh shit, that's not going to work.
No. Both these guys probably will pan out to nothing, most likely. But, that off chance that he could be serviceable, one of them next year isn't zero. I don't think it's very high that either of them are on the roster next year. But you never know, and you're already kind of out of it. Take the chances when you can, just to see.
Yeah. So, again, we're by no means are we sitting here saying that they're going to save the season. It's just a case of, you're just kind of rolling things out there and seeing how they sit with you as the rest of the year goes on. So that's your big news for the Cardinals today. Off day today. 3 home series coming up between the Cubs, Rockies, and Yankees. So with those 2 weekend series, I would imagine Busch should be fairly filled.
Yes,
these next 2 weekends, having the Cubs and the Yankees both in weekend series.
That Rockies series, though.
That Rocky series, you might be in the teens.
You might be in the breaking record area. Not a good record.
You with kids go with back to school and
the Rockies.
I haven't looked at the weather yet for next week, but there's a good chance. Like if you told me that it was 18,000 at the stadium for one of those nights, like it would not surprise me.
My thing is they might say it's 18,000.
Oh,
I'll be curious how many are actually there.
Admitting that's the.
It's going to be about 90 Monday through Wednesday, and thunderstorms are all over my little Apple weather app. So,
is there an afternoon game thrown in there, or is it all night games?
I think that. Let me look at this. I think that third game, that Wednesday game, might be a night or a day game.
Wednesday game's an afternoon.
1:15. I think it's as low as $5.
That's too much.
That's
That's too much.
I don't know if I'd go for free.
You need a $20 all inclusive.
Yeah, I'd go. Yeah.
Yeah, we can make that.
Gomber versus McGreevy is the probable.
Oh, okay. Well, you get to see a future Cy Young Award winner.
Which one?
Michael McGreevy. Come on. Gomber, no.
6 ER.
Yeah. You get to see a lot of runs in that game and a future Cy Young Award
over.
winner. So, yeah, go out there and check that out on a Wednesday afternoon. That's going to do it for us, though, this afternoon. Back at it again tomorrow with Card Central 365. Enjoy whatever baseball you find tonight with
preseason.
Or I guess preseason football. You gonna fire up DraftKings for that? And
I think if you're firing up DraftKings, I think it's
preseason. Yeah,
I think it's on Paul Skeens tonight. If you're gonna fire up the DraftKings,
I meant on your preseason football. I didn't know if that was. If you were doing that on the preseason football. Okay,
I think there's problems if you're doing that on the preseason.
Well,
football.
You can check out the more or less on that DraftKings Pick 6 app. All of our content here on STL Sports Central is brought to you by DraftKings. The crown is yours. He's Grant Salsman. I'm Joe Roderick. Until next time, talk to you tomorrow.